Good everyone. This is what below livestock production and dog breeding. We noticed a lot of farmers, most especially in poultry farmer, they are facing a lot of issues in terms of diseases, virus, bacteria that attack their farm. So I'm here to address some issues and the treatment and a lot of things. Firstly, as a farmer, you want to start breeding. You want to start breeding. Let me say you are going for broiler. Let's just assume you are going for broiler. You know we have broiler, we have cockerel, we have layers. So let's assume we are going for broiler due to their fast growth and large meat production. So let's go for broiler. If you are starting a broiler, firstly you need to know uh, your purpose for raising this broiler. We have a lot of broiler species. Let me call it species, or I don't want to call it, or let me call it species. Yeah. So we have a lot of broiler species out there. So to choose the kind of species you need to buy, you have to understand yourself first. You have to know your purpose for raising that particular bird. We have a lot of different species for different purpose in this same broiler. We have some that they are good for frozen food. We have some that they are good for selling your birds live. So that is it. You need to know the purpose for you raising this bird first. That's number one. Number two, you need to prepare a pen. You need to prepare a pen. And what we call pen is poultry house. I don't know what other people call it, but pen, poultry pen. You need to prepare a poultry pen. That's number two. After that, you need to let me say you need to get a charcoal or any other way, like any other source of it. Yes, we have any other source of it. We have a broadcast it, like we have a broadcast it, and we have another one that is just a stable source of it. You understand? So you have to prepare yourself. I'm just like mentioning charcoal just because charcoal is very easy. You can get charcoal very easy, very very easy. So that's number two. What else? You need to. I prefer using I prefer using a deep litter pen for deod drip litter pen so that you can access them very well. You can sit with them, monitor them, notice whatever that is happening within the beds. So I prefer deep litter pen than cage pen. I don't know if you know the difference between deep litter and cage pen. Deep litter are those pen that you build, is that you build a pan on the ground. You understand? Build a pan on the ground, build a pan surrounding it, raising them on the ground, or building a block concrete, just raising them on the ground with a wood shaving. That is deep litter. With cage system. Cage system is those ones that you hear in the cage with battery cage, wire, galvanized pipe, and all that. So what next? After charcoal, you need wood shaving, not sawdust. A lot of people have this like are always getting sawdust, which is bad. It can cause a lot of things. Those bird might pick it because it's very very smooth. They might pick it, and that can cause it can give them like bad breath. They can it let me say if you know there's something we call CLD. Yes, CLD. So it's just similar to CLD. Let me just call it CLD. It can cause a lot of damages to them when you use sawdust for birds, most especially young birds. So you need to buy wood shaving. Wood shaving are those this there's a difference between wood shaving and sawdust. Wood shaving are those ones that are not soft, that are not smooth. So sawdust is very very smooth, very very smooth. So make use of wood shaving, not sawdust. That's the third one. What else? You need to prepare your feeders, your drinkers. The feeder you are going to use, you are not making use of an adult feeder. The more your birds grow, the more you change the feeder. We have chick feeders. Yes, we have chick feeders. Those are those trays. You can make use of tray. We have chick feeder, and we have another feeder for adults. The more they grow, the more you change their feeders. That's what feeder. You need to make some research on the kind of feed you use. As it as you getting a day old bird, you need starter. We have different kind of type of feed. We have to okay, let me say different categories of feed. We have starter, we have grower, we have finisher. But for broilers, you don't really need growers. Yeah. As long as you are raising them for 6 to 8 weeks, you don't need growers. You only need starter and finisher. Yes, starter and finisher. That's all you need. So you need to get a better feed, a good feed. Make your research, go to the market, ask, look at the protein content, look at the energy content. Those are the important things that you need to know when it comes to raising broilers so that you won't go into loss. So you get your feed. After getting the feed, you make your pen, and you already make your research on the kind of broiler you want. So you get your broilers. You get your broilers. After getting your broilers, some hours before getting your broilers, from some hours before your broiler arrival, before your broiler arrived, some hours you have to make the heat available. You have to make the heat available. Like let me just say, let's just assume 3 hours before your bird arrives, you need to make the heat available in the pen so that the heat will have circulate within the pen. You understand? So after that, getting your broilers, uh, make sure your let me say the quantity of your beds is not too small for the kind of pen that you are using. So and don't make that pen too small. You understand? The pen must not be too small and too large. It must be a medium size. And also the ventilation. Ventilation is, let me say, is important. You need to make it moderate also. So what else? You need disinfectant. You need a disinfectant. It's good both for you and if you have a visitor too. I don't know if you are the only one. If you are the only one working in the farm, it's safe, but you still need disinfectant. Yeah, you still need disinfectant like you can make use of phenol, you can make use of formalin, Lysol, and so on and so forth. Even some people make use of hypo, but for me, I make use of phenol, formalin, and Lysol. Not together. I make use of them each. I don't know. Some people might be using it together, but I make use of them different time. So that is it. You need a disinfectant. Those are the things that cause issue within your poultry. If you don't have a disinfectant, if you don't make the place clean, deep litter that you are making use of deep litter, it must not be a wet one. Your hygiene is important, very, very well. You must be clean with everything. So your bird has arrived. The first day, you will make use of glucose anti-stress. That's just to replace their strength and energy. That's anti-stress. Make use of glucose. If you don't have glucose, make use of multivitamin. Glucose or multivitamin. That is very, very important for your birds. Number two, you second day, you make use of antibiotics. Second day. So some people mix antibiotics and multivitamins together, depending on the kind of product of multivitamin and antibiotic you get. There are some antibiotics that you can't mix with other drugs. There are some multivitamins too that you can't mix with other drugs. So depending on the kind of antibiotics or multivitamin you're getting. So, but second day, you give them antibiotics. You understand? Give them antibiotics. So you schedule like that, like that. Let me say third day you give them fresh water. Fourth day you might give them antibiotics or multivitamin. But the most important thing is the first day multivitamin or glucose. The first day, second day antibiotics. So when it gets to seventh day, depend no this let me say vaccination depends. Now vaccination, it depends on the kind of issue you're having on that pen. I mean that farm. If you have the issue of uh, Newcastle, if you're having the issue of Newcastle, maybe you have that issue like recently you have issue of Newcastle surrounding you, the format you make use of will be different when it comes to vaccination. But let's assume you don't have any issue of Newcastle. So at 7 days, you administer Lasota. There's a vaccine we call Lasota. You administer Lasota to prevent them from having Newcastle diseases. Newcastle disease. Newcastle disease is a viral disease and it's very deadly and it's very deadly. Sorry. The viral disease, very, very deadly. No treatment for Newcastle. You can only manage those birds with antibiotics, and there is no assurance that you won't lose a lot of them. You will lose a lot of them due to because it's a viral disease, very, very, very active and dangerous. So you administer Lasota. When you want to administer Lasota, we are still going back to heat, to this heat of a thing, brooding. Heat. During this period is just the period of brooding. This first week to second week is the period of brooding. So when you administer Lasota, uh, depending on the quantity of beds that you have, will determine. We have 50 dose, which is not common. We have 100 dose, we have 200, I think we have 250, we have 300, I think we have 500. Yes, I think from 250 to 500, I don't know. But I know of 250, I know of 500. Then we have 500 dose. So if you're having 100 beds, get 100 dose. If you're having 100 beds, get 100 dose. If you're having 50 beds, get 50 dose. If you're having 200 beds, get 200 dose. You must not get nothing less than, if you're having 200 beds, you must not get less than 200. If you're having 500 beds, you must not get anything less than 500. That is it. So you administer Lasota at first week. First week.